I want to thank you, Mr. Chairman, for holding this important hearing today on the QER and as well as on a variety of other energy issues covered in the discussion draft. Mr. Chairman, let me first begin by welcoming the Honorable and Distinguished Secretary of Energy, Mr. Moniz, here to the subcommittee today. Welcome, Mr. Secretary. Mr. Secretary, let me commend you for the outstanding work you have been involved in on a myriad of different issues, all important to the American people. Mr. Chairman, Mr. Secretary, you might not accept this. You might not. You might think that this is not something that you seek, but in my mind and in the mind of a number of my constituents, you are indeed a superstar secretary, and we're proud of your work on behalf of our nation. Mr. Secretary, from your leadership in the historic nuclear talks with Iran to establishing the much-needed Minorities in Energy Initiative at DOE, to overseeing the development of the comprehensive QER, are among your more important accomplishments. And I have no doubt that you will go down as one of the most significant and effective energy secretaries of modern time. You see, I'm a fan, Mr. Secretary. Mr. Secretary, as you may be aware, I have a bill that I will soon be introducing that will amend the Department of Energy Organization Act to replace the current requirement for a biennial energy policy plan with a quadrennial energy review. It is my hope that this bill, like its Senate counterpart that was recently introduced by Secretary Coons of Delaware and Senator Alexander of Tennessee, will attract bipartisan support. In fact, Mr. Secretary, I have held off on introducing the bill as of yet so that my office can continue to hold talks with the majority side in order to find language that both sides can agree on. And, Mr. Chairman, I will continue to reach across the aisle for support on this nonpartisan issue of codifying a quadrennial energy review, and I hope that we can find common ground. Mr. Chairman, the QER addresses many areas that are also covered in the discussion draft of the comprehensive energy bill we have all been working on. Issues such as increasing the resilience, reliability, and safety of the grid are discussed in both packages. Additionally, there are many similarities in both the QER and the discussion draft regarding integrating North American energy markets, modernizing the grid, and enhancing employment and workforce training. However, Mr. Chairman, there's still much work to be done in bridging the gap in areas where there are some disagreements, such as in siting and permitting and addressing the environmental aspect of transmission, storage, and distribution infrastructure. Specifically, in the discussion draft before us today, I have some concerns regarding the cross-border approval process described in Section 3104. Under this section, the burden is shifted away from private companies and on to agency officials to issue a so-called certificate of crossing unless the official finds the project, and I quote, is not in the public interest of the United States. Another concern that I have, Mr. Chairman, is in Section 3102, which sets up an interagency task force to evaluate North American energy flows. However, the task is noticeably missing representatives from either the Council on Environmental Quality, the Environmental Protection Agency, as well as the Departments of Interior or Transportation, among others who may weigh in on environmental issues. Mr. Chairman, as we move forward with the goal of putting forth a truly bipartisan energy bill, it is my hope that the majority side will work with our side to find common ground on most of these issues and put precedents in doing the right thing above doing it quickly. Mr. Chairman, I thank you and I yield back the balance of my time.